to offer. So yes, yes, and yes.
And he gave me a permanent date to start dictating my next book. So that's May 16th. So when that goes away and comes back print, I'll have another book.
I'm so excited. So how was the call last night?
Wonderful, because we were there. How could it be anything else?
Well, that's what it was.
I like that lady.
Yes.
Oh, Dr. MJ.
Mhm.
She was supposed to be here. She can't. She was at my house from 4:00 to when y'all saw her, and she still was another half hour after I got off with you. So yeah, she's gonna do some stuff here. We're gonna do some stuff together. So I'm excited for the tribe that's coming through, because still coming through. So I'm excited for her. She is a naturopathic doctor. Of course she is.
When the student's ready, the teacher appears.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Dr. Rose.
Dr. Rose. And that's what she said. Well, I'm just going to call you Dr. Rose right now.
Exactly right. And I was telling them how I got in grad school.
Yeah.
Throwing down the gauntlet, talking about schools of education weren't preparing people properly for inner city schools. And the dean came out and said, all right, why don't you come up here and help us? And I didn't have no better sense than to say, okay. On my day off, I went to graduate school.
I remember.
I was taping Sesame Street.
I remember. I am just so grateful for so many things. So I think I'm gonna listen to Abraham.
I'm glad I did it then. and it's already done.
Yeah.
Right.
Grand Rising, everyone.
Grand Rising. Sam is in the building.
She came in on our call and just took us on out.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Don't make it hard.
Love it. For some reason, what's coming up for me this morning is alignment, and just really doing what's necessary to stay in alignment. And so that's going to be some real intentional work for me over the next 3 days. So after today, I'll be missing until Tuesday. So we'll talk about who's going to volunteer for the 8 a.m. for the next 3 days. I'll probably call you and assign you. How about that? So, yeah. 3 days, 72 hours, starting tomorrow. So alignment is important for whatever it is that you're working on. And so how do we get in alignment? And one of my favorite teachers, Abraham Hicks, talks about how to get in alignment, how to stay in alignment. So I'm going to share her rampage of alignment this morning instead of the meditation, because I feel that in this moment, and I'm sure some of you do too. Good morning. Grand Rising Burn. So yes, I'm gonna share that this morning.
The alignment is what puts you in the frequency to have what you want.
Absolutely. So let us do that. Is that her? Yep, this is her.
Hard work of it. Don't make a chore of this. It's a game. It's a game of alignment. What do? I play the game of alignment. What does that mean? Well, I'm a creator and I use all of the universal forces to my advantage. Well, what does that mean? Well, there's this stream that is flowing directly toward everything I want. And when I get into that current and I stop paddling against it, it takes me where I want to go. How do you get in? Well, sometimes you tiptoe in and it's moving so fast it just takes you. Sometimes you get in and it's moving so slow you wonder if it's going to go at all. But you just have to trust that things are working out for you. This is what you're telling to others who are watching this successful being that you are. Just have to trust. I stopped nitpicking over things that don't matter. I stopped beating up on myself unnecessarily. I stopped making work of things that aren't work. I started utilizing advantage. Started listening more for my inner voice. Started being aware of more of how I feel and caring about it. I started recognizing when I don't feel good that if I try a little bit, I can release the thought that is at the root of my not feeling good. How do you do that? Well, I usually just quiet my mind and don't think about it at all. How do you do that? Well, I have a meditation process. What's that like? Well, I just focus on things that are really general, like the dripping of a faucet or the sound in the air conditioner, or I watch something that's mesmerizing. How do you do that? Well, sometimes it's more difficult than others, but I have a strong motive for doing it. What's your feeling better? Well, it's everything. Feeling better is everything. When I feel better, I'm non-resistant. Well, so what? If you're non-resistant, what does that mean? Well, it means now I easily go with the stream in the direction of everything that I want. Well, how do you know the stream is going to take you where you want to go? Because I've been there many times. I know that when I chill and allow that well-being is mine, things are always working out for me. Well, how can things always be working out for you? They are. Things are always working out for all of us if we allow it. How do you know whether you're allowing it or not? By the way you feel. What do you do? How do you know that you're not allowing it? Don't feel good. What do you do when you're not allowing it? Meditate. Why do you meditate? Well, it's this chore that I do. No, you don't feel like saying that now. I meditate because it's the path of least resistance to what I want. It's proven itself to me over and over and over again. I can control the way I feel because I can control the direction of my mind. And since I can control the direction of my thoughts, then I can control my vibrational point of attraction. And since I can control my vibrational point of attraction, then I can control everything that comes to me. It's really worth chilling. It's really worth getting a handle on this. I know these things to be true. I am the creator of my own reality. And I offer a vibration that everything responds to. And I can tell what vibration I'm offering by the things that are coming to me and by the way I feel. And sometimes I wait till they get there before I figure it out, and sometimes I feel them coming. But in any case, I'm always aware of whether I'm on my path or off my path. On what path? Off of what path? What path? What path? The path of my unfolding, the path of my becoming, the path of my eternal evolution, the path of my eternal beingness, the path of my goodness, the path of my wholeness, the path where the source and I join together in concert for the joy of this moment in time that we are perceiving. Well, what's that moment in time like? Well, sometimes it feels outrageously good. And that means to me that my point of view and the point of view of my source are identical. I can feel when I'm in sync with the source within me. How do you know that? By the way I feel, by the love I feel, by the passion I feel, by the appreciation I feel. Well, how'd you find that? I meditated. I meditated my way into it. I quieted my mind enough that I no longer did that thing I did that muted it or blocked it. I tuned myself to the frequency of my highest good. And now my highest good rendezvous with me everywhere I go. It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Yeah. Something more? Yeah. We told Esther as the day was beginning that it would be.
Just don't fight it. Just meditate and meditate and meditate Some more. She's so good. And you know, the thing that I love about Abraham is that she makes it feel so simple to just sit down somewhere. Sit down, take stock, see where you are.
She just coming back to, I meditated. Well, how do you do? I meditated.
So welcome everybody to the Law of Attraction Day 129. I am your humble host, Darlaina Rose. We are here in all the places we can be. We are here on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook. I know some of you may pick this back up in replay. So thank you so much for watching. Let us know how you are doing. Let us know what this class is doing for you. I see a lot of regular folks tuning in either before or after. And we're simply using as our guide the Law of Attraction Planner. It's so important to find a way to measure your life, because when you measure your life, you master your life. You know, if there is no measurement, there is no mastery. And we know that to be true for so many people, because they're kind of, you know, living life on a whim in the wind. Just whatever way the wind blows, that's what way they go. And if that's you, you know, it's time to do something different. You know, we absolutely feel when we are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And it is not by coincidence that you have landed in this place today. It is not by coincidence that you are hearing my voice. There is a higher power trying to speak to you. There's a higher power trying to let you know that it's time to do something else, because everything that you have been doing up until this point, it's not working. And so you have got to take a step back and breathe, relax, and meditate on the direction of your life. You know, we sometimes find ourselves in the same situations over and over and over and over and over and over, and keep saying, oh, life is so terrible. Why is this stuff keep happening to me? Good morning. And it's not that. It's that everywhere you look, there you are. Everywhere you look, there you are. How you do one thing is how you do everything. And so, you know, we are not uneducated people to know that if you keep sticking your hand in the fire, you're going to keep getting burned. Fingertips burn.
Darlaina,
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to say that video made me think about swimming.
Think about what?
About swimming.
Oh, swimming. Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how to swim, but I think that is something that it will make me want to learn to swim, because I think that's one of the lessons that they teach you when you learn to swim is don't fight the water.
Mm-hmm.
When you fight the water, when you get ready to learn how to float, you don't fight the water. You just allow the water to carry you. You trust that the water will do what it's supposed to do. And I talked about this last night on the call about that God has divine principles in place that are already there. They're going to do what they're supposed to do because God created them to do that. Mm-hmm. We sometimes want to control that part. That is not the part that we control. Mm-hmm. She just said we have the power to control our own feelings. When we feel good, then we're able to trust. We're able to have peace. We're able to have joy. We're able to have the things that are divinely ours anyway. Mm-hmm. When we feel good, and we know that we're not out of alignment when we don't feel good. Anytime you don't feel the divine things that were already given to you, you know that you're out of alignment, and you just need to get back into the swimming pool and stop fighting the water. You starting to fight. I see myself fighting the water, Bridget. stop fighting the water, stop fighting the water. I just saw myself so clearly while she was talking, fighting the water, fighting the water, fighting the water, fighting the water. And not allowing, because when I was a little girl, I loved the pool. I love water, period. I love being by the water. That's like my favorite thing about being home is I'm so close to so many different bodies of water. But I always go to the beach, but I never get in the water because I don't know how to swim.
Got you. Well,
so that was a lesson for me to think about
swimming. Well, I'm excited to just keeping it simple to your emotions. Just knowing that your emotions is your guidance system. Your emotions are your GPS. If your emotions don't feel right, you don't feel good in a situation, you don't feel good in a location, you don't feel good, something ain't right. And so then you have to adjust yourself. If you find yourself waking up on what they say on the wrong side of the bed, which I don't even understand that term, like what side is the wrong side? I don't know. But if you find yourself feeling away, I woke up this morning and I started playing music. That was the mood this morning, music. Beyonce.
I usually wake up to a song.
I don't care if you want
my head.
But
I just want to speak real quick. I'm sorry, Darlaina, to what Bridget said. That's so interesting that she said that, because I actually scheduled my first swimming lesson last night. And then I realized that, wait, what's the expectation for my first adult swimming? Now I've taken swimming therapy in the pool. I'm not afraid of the water. I float, like I get in it. But I don't know how to swim on my own. Or at least well enough to say that I'm a swimmer. So then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I have to get goggles and I need a swim cap, which I just wasn't all the way there yet. I'm ready to get in the water and to learn. So just Bridget saying that just brought that all up again, because I'm rescheduling that visit so that I could go into the pool or go into the gym and have a lane so that I could take my laps in. Yeah, that's my goal.
That's so amazing. It's so and when you find yourself doing these new things, like I'm going to double dutch aerobics, and then from double dutch aerobics to skate aerobics. Now double dutch I'm not afraid of, but the skates, I got my skates, I put the skates on, the floor was really, really slippery. I said, this is really, really slippery. This is going to be like down goes Tyson. Like this is, just get ready. But it's just really stepping into these places that are maybe unfamiliar, but still a place where we can grow from. And it's exciting and it's fun. And that's what's missing. People don't have enough excitement. They don't have enough fun in their life. Have some fun a little bit, and you'll be surprised when you go outside and I don't know, take your exercise jump rope and just go outside and jump for 2 minutes. It is so amazing, the feeling. Not only do I have the jump rope that I can jump with, I also have a hula hoop, but it's an exercise hula hoop. It's a weighted hula hoop, but you start hula hooping and you all you could do is laugh. The whole time I'm just like I'm just busting out laughing because it just brings me back so many memories. And then when I think about the comedians some more, saying that when our mothers bought us hula hoops, she was getting us ready for something. We didn't even know, right? And so you got it on your hip. She said, what was our mothers thinking? Why would they give us that? And then your girlfriend scream and say, put it on your
neck. Crazy.
I remember that. I remember that skit.
And so,
she was going shoot.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like, really, what was our mothers teaching us?
That's hilarious.
And so every time I put get my hula hoop, I'm just dying laughing. So now every time you see your little niece or your nephew, your grandchild with a hula hoop, you're gonna be thinking, what is we getting them ready for? And they just having a good old time. Woo-hoo. So get y'all a hula hoop. Some of y'all out of
I
practice.
wanted to. I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
I wanted to share something that just
Yes.
happened during that video. I had just looked. I opened the door when I come into the living room, and there was a red cardinal just at the door. And immediately for me, I got to inquire in mind. I'm like, let me see what that signifies. So I'm sitting here on my phone looking to see what that means, and it was saying that the sighting of a cardinal allows you to bring things into reality that are in higher alignment to your true self. So that was connected to the video that we were watching, and it says that it's a sign of good luck, loyalty, spiritual message. And the Native Americans believe that the individual will have good luck in 12 days of sighting. It means vitality, a messenger of God, manifestation, devotion, setting boundaries, loyalty, domestic harmony, and to keep pushing towards your goals, and comfort after losing a loved one. Last weekend, I lost a second sibling. And so just to hear that, along with all the stuff that I've been going through, that was, yeah, the bird was just sitting right at the door, and it flew away for a minute and came back, and I was trying to hurry up and get up to, I don't know if anybody's seen me get up to go. I was going towards the door to try to get a picture, but immediately, like, I just went on my phone and I just started writing down what I had in those moments. But yeah, I thought I'd share that.
Always in the right place at the right time, right people.
Cardinal came to my patio, and I was looking out into the backyard, and he came to my patio and just sat there.
Yeah.
And I have never seen cardinals around here. He wasn't very big, and he was very quiet. He just sat there. But Darlaina gets them by her house. You said you saw two of them.
Yeah. They sit outside.
Yeah, I get them too.
They sit outside on my neighbor's fence, looking over into my fence. I'm like, who y'all looking at? What y'all doing? So yeah, they come all the time. Hey, beautiful beauty bottoms. Welcome. I'm so excited though. You know, we are sitting on the cusp of some amazing things. You know, everything that you've been asking for, everything that you've been wishing for, I feel it so heavy this morning on my spirit that we are all stepping into some amazing stuff. And not by accident, by design, by intention. That because you have been here, we've been going through this planner, we've been asking these questions, answering these questions, we've been working hard. It takes very much bravery to sit down and dig in your own mess. Because again, everywhere you look, there you are. There you are in your house, there you are in your car, there you are outside, there you are with your credit, there you are with your bank account, there you are with everything. Grand Rising, beautiful butterfly thoughts, how are you? And so we truly have to work very diligently to stay in alignment. It's so easy with everything that's going on in the world. People are, oh, this costs that much, this costs that much. Flights is ridiculous now. And they're talking all about that. And they're like, oh, it's because we're in the middle of a war and this and this and this. And of course, everything that happens in the world, eventually there's a trickle down for all of us. So as you build what you build it not only for yourself, but you build it as an inoculation against what's happening in the world. Because I promise you, no matter how much food costs, no matter how much gas costs, there is a segment of people that is not participating in that. There's a segment of people, it doesn't matter what it costs, they will always be all right. They're not even having conversations about gas prices. I heard Eric Thomas say somebody called him and he hung up on him because he kept talking about how high the gas was. He said, I don't even know how high the gas is. I just go fill up my tank. And it just comes to a place where you just have to realize it costs what it costs. And you just have to keep doing what you are doing so that the cost doesn't affect you. If so, for me to fill up my car, it costs $20 more. So that means you better be doing something that's getting you $20 more, or you better get one more client, or you better cut something out. I don't know. Whatever it is that you have to do to make sure that this isn't, because what happens is when you start to think about how much it costs, I don't got enough. What I'm gonna do.
Well, that's what you're drawn to. You.
And then you just get more of
Right.
how much is it gonna cost?
Mm.
And it's gonna not only just affect gas, it's gonna affect your rent. It's gonna, like, the what's happening in the world right now. One of my friends, her rent went up $400. But either you pay the $400 or you up and move somewhere else. So what are people going to do? They're going to pay the additional money. And so that means that you have to be doing something to earn the additional money because you was barely making it. So we have to get out of that mindset of barely doing everything. Barely.
Yeah, it's poverty mindset.
Yeah, yes, barely doing this, barely doing it. It costs what it costs. The world is happening the way the world is happening. And
We have to be in the overflow. Everything. You did that thing with your cup in the saucer one day, and you said that everything is out of the saucer. You know, don't even take.
I'm paying $0 a month to almost $3,000 a month. And it's been done every month for 12 months. So what kind of increase is that? It just costs what it costs.
A good one.
Yeah, it's a good ingredient, right? Yeah. And so it just costs what it costs. And I just want people to realize what they're attracted to themselves when they start talking about they don't have enough. When you have more than enough. You have over abundantly more than enough. Bridget, what's the scripture? Pressed down, shaken together, rolled over.
Running over.
What it say?
It says, give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over shall men give
Men give unto your bosom.
So in other words, it doesn't say what to give. It just says give. Give what you have. The story in the Bible of when the prophet went to visit the woman who didn't have nothing but one more meal left to feed her son. And she said, we're going to eat this meal and die. And here come Elisha showing up saying, hey, give me some of that. That woman could have said, no, I'm not giving you none of this. This is all we got. But no, she said, okay, I'm going to give you some too. So, do you know in that story says that she fed the prophet and her barns never went empty. She didn't know where it was going to come from. It didn't even say where it came from. The Bible is written just like it needs to be written so we can learn faith.
Exactly.
Faith coming by hearing. And if you're listening to somebody that's telling you all the time about what you ain't got, that ain't gonna put no faith in your nothing. All you gonna be focused on is lack. So therefore, you got to be mindful of what you're listening to, and you just have to let people know in love. Listen, I love you, but I can't listen to that. I'll talk to you another time. Bye.
There you go.
Listen,
and that's just that you cannot fill. You can't. What can you fill up with? It costs too much. What can you fill up with that?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Or
you
the people
feel
who,
nothing.
Or
like
the
this, and
you.
This is the thing. This is the thing right here. This is what I was saying last night. Last night we like Abraham just said, we are okay. It's not a chore. Meditation is not a chore. Alignment is not a chore. It's a choice, but it's also a divine right. It is your prosperity is your divine right. God gave that to you. Listen, if your mama gave you something as a child, if your mama gave you your favorite toy as a child, and somebody tried to come and take that favorite toy from you, honey, you was finna fight tooth, nail. It's gonna be it's going down on the block. Somebody took my big wheel when I was a little girl. That was my favorite toy. I have always loved to drive from a child up to now. Okay, the little girl stole my big wheel, y'all. I fought my big wheel and went and told my mama, like, "Hey, mama, the next door neighbor got my big wheel on their porch. That's my big wheel. That's not her big wheel." I fought for that.
Hi, good
I
morning.
fought for that. I fought for that like tooth and nail. I fought for that.
Yes.
That's my big wheel. So guess what? Alignment is not a chore. It is our divine right. That toy is your divine right. It's your divine
Absolutely.
right. Go back to Rachel.
Another-
It's your divine right. What are you gonna just let somebody take that from you?
Mm-mm. And it's
No.
how you measure, it's how you master. Gwen, I missed your comment. Gwen had said that we need our tools to swim. What we are learning here are the tools we need to help us grow in our lives. And absolutely, I don't even know what I did. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I know what I did to learning what this was. Fail a lot without hope, without the knowing that we now have, that doesn't matter what it looks like now.
Yeah.
This is temporary. This is not anything that's permanent. And so
That's like, Darlaina, that's like the that poem or prayer, the footsteps in the sand. You don't know what you did, but God carried you. God carried you.
Absolutely.
And you survived. And it's amazing that, like you always say, you're going to get through this, you get through it, you're going to get through it the way you got through it the last time.
Yes.
And sometimes we're not in touch with how we did it, how it happened, until we're on the other side.
Yes.
And sometimes it's in the moment that you're able to rescue a situation, a thought, whatever it is, because you hear that small voice that instructs you. But sometimes you don't hear the voice clearly, and you don't understand until you're on the other side. And then you still get an opportunity to be grateful. You get an opportunity to thank God and know that that's how you got through it.
Absolutely. Bridget said we have to trust and know that we're okay. We are better than okay. We have to trust and know that God got it every single time.
Every single time.
The last time and the last time and the last time and the last time and the last time. And you sit there and you say, yeah, I got through that. Like, when my father passed away, I didn't think I was ever going to stop crying. I just remember being in the bed for 3 days straight. I didn't eat. I don't even remember going to the bathroom. I don't remember doing anything. I just remember being in the bed for days.
I felt when my mother died. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, and now I can remember him in love. I can remember the things he says. Sometimes I bust out laughing because I hear his voice. My dad was the good Bill Cosby. He was the Huxtable dad. He was the Bill Cosby. He was the Bill Cosby from all the Bill Cosby records. He was the dad who gave us chocolate cake for breakfast. He was the dad who would just pull anything out of the refrigerator and just feed it to us. And we were singing that stuff. That is great. Give us chocolate cake. Because he said the cake got eggs, it got milk, it got all this good stuff in here. So let's give the kids, it got everything in it. And then mommy's like, why are you giving the kids cake? Because it's healthy. It got milk and eggs in it. It's good for them, and that's how my dad used to be. And all of those old stories that Bill Cosby used to say, that was my family. was 9 of us in the same house, and all of us was the informer and all of the different ones that he said was in the family, the baby getting into all of that. That was my household growing up. And so I remember Bill Cosby talking about his kids, when his kids started having kids, and he used to say, having a little trouble. And so my dad, that's absolutely was his words. When my kids became teenagers and they started doing stuff, my dad would lean in and he'd say, having a little trouble, having a little trouble. And so I now being able just to be in not a place of mourning and grief, but in a place of remembrance and a place of feeling, the joy of what my parents brought to my life, and my mother too. My mother, like just now, like I'm not grieving them. I'm remembering them in love and knowing that they put so much good stuff in me that it's my job now to put all of that good stuff in my kids so that they can remember me and fondness too, and remember all of the things that they're being taught by us. And so it's so important for us to stay in alignment and be a good example for the generation of people that's coming behind us. And so now, as we are coming through the month of April, we're now on the 29th. We got one more day left, and then we hit May 1st. And so as we are coming out of the month, in your planner, there is a page right at the end of April going into May. Let's see, right here. And now it's time to review. It's time to review April. So take the time out to celebrate your top 10 achievements for this month. What did you learn this month? What distractions, mental blocks, or fears came up for you? How did you make yourself feel good? What did not happen and why? The people who you learned from and inspired you. What actions can you take to improve? And then this little pink box is just asking you, how many hours of exercise did you do? What was your total expenses? Did you save any money? Did you do any self-help? How much time spent with family? How much time did you have having fun? How much meditation and prayer? What new habits? What new mentors? Your gratitude, your visualization, and just feeling good. And then the question of what are you in harmony in your career, your finances, your personal growth, your health, your family, your relationships, social life, and attitude. That wheel is on a 10 for every area. If you are less than a 10 in any area, it's just like having a flat tire. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Your life is being bumpy if everything is not a 10. And so then you want to ask yourself, what are the greatest insights that you've gained over this past month? How do you feel about your progress this month? How did you stay in the flow of allowing and enjoying the journey regardless of the outcome? What obstacles or fears did you encounter inside yourself? What did you learn from watching your emotional vibration? Don't you find that it's so much simpler to watch your emotional vibration? And you find that, I know for me, I don't find myself in sadness or anger or any of that anymore, because I know what that's going to do. And so immediately when I find myself either feeling disappointment in somebody or wishing that somebody had behaved in a different way, I just say, well, that's them, not me. And I just kind of move myself right on away from it. And so what was the most common negative emotion? How did you accept it, let it go, and move up the emotional scale? Did you fully enjoy whatever you were doing this month? Were you really here or just showing up? And how can you be more present? And so taking time to really reflect on how the month went is going to help you to measure the beginning of this is the beginning of the second quarter of 2022. And so, and if you're not paying attention to what's happening, you will find yourself repeating 2021. And so you're here in these spaces because you don't want to repeat. Unless you made your million last year, then maybe not. Then you do want to repeat. But if not, our goal is to get to our main goals. Let's see, who's that? Bridget said, my parents come to me all the time in my dreams. when it comes, I immediately I where it came from, step away from whatever that is, and I stop fighting the water. I know that's right. Stop fighting the water, you know, and when you find yourself in any negative emotional space, you want to remember what you're grateful for. You know, gratitude trumps everything. In the spirit of gratitude, you can't be angry, you can't be sad, you can't be hurt, you can only be grateful. And sometimes you got to remove yourself from an environment so that you can feel the gratitude. So maybe if you're in the house and you know you have an argument with somebody in the house, go outside. Go outside. I don't care if it's raining or sunshine, because both of them come from God. It don't matter. Walk in the rain, walk in the sun, walk outside in nature, period. I don't care if you don't got no nature, walk on your sidewalk, walk in the street. All of wherever you are outside, you can only see God outside.
Right.
You can
Darlaina,
only
can I share something? I'm sorry.
sure.
Just going back to the swimming, there's actually a deeper reason why I chose to swim now. I had a dream a few weeks ago about my mom and I in the water. And because I can't swim, I'm helping her. For some reason, there was a ledge. I'm holding her up. My mother uses a rollator because she has mobility issues. So I'm holding her up and I'm along the ledge, moving across this river. And as we're moving across, there's people cycling. And there's one guy who was on like a skateboard and he was up in the sky. And I'm like, wow, whatever that is, we got to the other side and everything was fine. The water was clear. We were able to get across. There was no fear. And I was so taken by it that I looked up what that meant. I'm crossing, my mom is still alive. I'm crossing the river with my mom. We're getting across. And then when she gets across, she goes, oh, we ended up in, I don't know, it was maybe like a hospital or somewhere. And I'm like, Mom, here's some paper towels. And she didn't have a walker. She used her own legs walking to go do whatever, you know, we needed to do. There were people there to help us. Oh, you came across the river? Here, we have a shower ready for you. So it was just amazing. And when I looked up what that meant, it was just saying that there's a fundamental change in your attitude, letting go of fears, sorrows, regrets. The water wasn't muddy. The water was clear. It was blue. There were people for whatever reason having fun as they went across.
Yes.
But we reached the other side and they talked about transformation, turning your back, you know, crossing if you completed it, something beautiful on the other side, someone I love, job promotions, goals, my future, my fears in life, spiritual crossing, dream. So I thought a lot came up in that. And then I said, I got to learn how to swim.
I got to learn how to swim. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's amazing. You know, so many of us are having profound experiences. And I believe it's because more of us are coming into alignment of who you're supposed to be. You're coming into all of these amazing things because it's just a sign to show you that you are on the right track. You are on the right track, that anything and everything that happened up until this point is of no consequence. Right now, what you are doing now is everything. We are choosing happiness. We are choosing joy. And anybody who chooses to choose violence or anything else, we're not being a party to that. You know, Freddie keep calling me now. Freddie called me yesterday. He was like, you know what, sis? You're always so happy. I told him, he said, how you doing? I said, I'm amazing. He said, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. What do you mean? And so just, you know, and I just decided that maybe there's a reason why in this moment that he's calling. Because at first I'm not taking his phone calls, but his phone calls have not been too negative. And then I've been able to, you know, just bring them back around and just talk about everything that I'm doing, you know, and don't forget to use your tools. I was able to speak to the SCORE people yesterday. Absolutely an amazing gentleman who is like, we could talk all the time. Whatever you need. He gave me so much. He gave me so much information in, I don't even know, maybe 40 minutes or so. and, you know, all of the encouragement, you know, we need more minority business owned, you know, women and all of that, and then set asides. And he sent me so much resources. I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's a lot. I'm not gonna look at it right now, but I get it. And so absolutely reach out to your SCORE people. Those folks are so ready, willing, and able. And they offer the same stuff that these gurus is offering all online, charging you $1,000, $2,000. He's like, okay, this is how your business needs to be set up. This is what you need to do to transfer from Philadelphia to Georgia. Like, he had all that information.
Wow.
Because that's really what we need. We need the foundational stuff. And we need the systems. And so he was like, again, reach out to this women group and that women group. And so they will give you what you need. All you got to do is go online, set the appointment, put your questions in there, and they will assign somebody to you, because he asked me, he answered the questions that I put in there, plus gave me additional things. Yeah, so absolutely reach back out to these people because it is free.
Not in New York. Sorry.
It's not free in New York?
Every time, most of the SCORE emails I get, when I scroll down or push register, there's a fee attached. So maybe I have to
No, maybe you want an advertisement and not
no, it's SCORE. It's SCORE. I went to one of their events, and I wasn't so I wasn't going to give you my SCORE experience because I did not want to taint your experience, but there wasn't enough follow through. There was someone assigned to me that was supposed to be a mentor. She never called me. And I didn't, you know, like when you meet someone and you feel like, yeah, she wasn't her heart wasn't open. She wasn't open to,
that wasn't SCORE.
Yeah, she wasn't really open to support. Yeah. You know, I felt like she was there as an obligation, but she wasn't really into it.
Yeah, that's a volunteer thing. Maybe she had to do it for community service because she was in jail or something.
I don't know, but you know, I'll try again. I don't like to use the word try. I'll follow up again and see. Yeah. But all the SCORE things I get, there's usually some fee attached to it.
No, so what I'll do is I'll reach out to Mr. James again and tell him and ask him
for a New York contact.
Yep, I sure will, because he was all in. He was like, oh my God, I see your light. It's this big. Oh my God, you're going to do amazing things.
Yeah, well, he had amazing energy. The SCORE people that I've been meeting here in New York are kind of grumpy. And
they New Yorkers. That's because they don't
say that about New York people. Hey, watch yourself. Watch yourself. I put my Vaseline.
We're not all grumpy folks.
I know a couple of people was going to jump up when I said that. No, but absolutely, that definitely was her. She was having a bad day, or no, I'm sorry. She sounded like she was having a bad life.
Yeah, she looked like she was having a bad life.
Yeah,
she didn't like. I didn't even get any like. I want to fight. I didn't chase her. I let her go. She ain't called me. I ain't call her.
Yeah, so Mr. James that I spoke to gave me a gamut of information, and he said, "Do you want to schedule our next appointment right now? Let's schedule it right now for 3 weeks so I can see where you are." He was like, "Cause I'm so excited." He said, "But make sure you can email me. You can email me every day if you have to. You can email me as much as you want to. We can talk as much as you want to. If you need to talk to me, just let me know." I'm like,
he sounds like someone who's looking for something to do.
He said, it was so funny because at first when I saw they send you the picture, when I saw his picture, I saw he was a white man. I was like, he can't help me.
And this is a white woman I was speaking of too.
And then I said, are you making judgment before you even talk?
Yes, you are making judgment.
And so I said, don't do that. Open your mind and let God do what he's doing. God know who he's sending you. So you just be quiet. And so that's what I did. I got quiet and I waited for my appointment and he was amazing. And so and he said a lot of things. It was so funny. He said, don't take this wrong, but there's a lot of money set aside for African-American minority women. So you can get some things, for what you're trying to do. And so I was like, no offense, no offense taken. I know that you're not minority. So you can, say it however you need to say it. But he definitely is somebody that I would absolutely recommend. And he's not in Georgia. He's in Washington State. So that means that he could potentially put any of you on his list of people that he works with. So that's what I'm going to ask him.
Darlaina,
Yes, ma'am.
the lovely scripture tells us, ask and you shall receive. And guess what? If you ask somebody and they don't answer you, ask somebody else. That's the answer to that. The information, I learned this years ago as a 20-year-old, that a lot of the information that people charge you for is free. They basically charge you because they know the generality of people is to not read. That's why they made that statement. If you want to hide information from us, put it in a book, because we won't read. And the information is there. The money is there. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. So it doesn't matter if Sue Scrawny, Jim Joni, Sue Tony has a bad attitude. If they don't have my answer, I'm going to ask somebody else who does have my answer, because we got to get into the habit. And I'm saying we, because I'm talking about Bridget. We got to keep on asking, because if the vision is that important, if the energy and the purpose of what God put you here to do is that important, you are going to do whatever it takes to get it done. If you were hungry and you didn't have no food in your house and you got 3 kids and you know what you got to do, and Darlaina, I know you know this energy. We as mothers, we make it happen. We make things. We will make a meal out of something that you ain't never seen, especially us Black women. We know how to make shit happen.
Yes, we do.
Do you understand? And we got to pull from that energy. Look, I need you to just listen. I need you to remember that time that you just said, you know what? I don't care what they say. I'm going to get what I need. Because this is for me. You understand? This is for me. Don't let nobody take your big wheel. No, you can't take my big wheel. I'm going to ask again, okay? No, you can't have my big wheel. No. My big wheel is taking me where I'm going. I'm on my big wheel and I got to get there. Okay?
Yes.
Move out of the way. Move.
Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Move.
Get out the way. Move. You know what you tell? Move. All that fear, move. All that doubt, move. Get out of my way. No. When it comes to your mind, just start screaming, move.
Yes, move.
Move. I dare you to get in the wrong way. All that stuff come to your mind to tell you what you can't do and this in the way, and then just start screaming, move, and watch it and see,
Yes.
Watch and see what get out the way. It works around people too.
Ain't nothing I can say after that. Move. So you guys have an amazing beginning of your weekend.
You can't have my big wheel, so just move.
So absolutely, I will call some people and figure out who's going to be here in the morning. I don't know. Maybe Denisha going to run the call. I don't know. Look at her face.
I mean,
she got
you
it.
need me to.
Yes, absolutely. So we're gonna figure that out, and then I will be back on Tuesday. It's gonna be and it's not that I won't be working, so you can absolutely call me. I just will be off of the social places for these couple of days and letting God pour in whatever it is. And I just know I'm excited about what's going to come out on the other side of 3 days. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to know. And so I'm really, really excited for it. And so have an amazing weekend. It's Team No Days Off. Y'all still got to show up. Y'all still got to show up and do y'all work, count the days. This is day 129. So one all the way to what's that? 130, 31, and 32. And I'll be back on 133. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. Well, you have an
All right.
amazing. I'll see you tonight, though. I'll see you tonight at 8, and we will do what needs to be done.
Give
So
yourself a hug.
do your homework. Finish your $5 million project. Finish the your thing for reviewing for April. And by the time I see you, it should be some really great stuff. So I'm excited. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye for now.
Give yourself a hug.